Okay, guys, Kelly commentates. Today we're going to react to Alexandra Sasha Trusova's long program from the 2019 Senior Grand Prix Final. Let's go ahead and take a look. Now, I remember this program, but I seriously think I've kind of blocked this time frame out of my memory somehow. So it's going to be fun to rewatch it here with you. I really like her dress here. It's very, very nice. Let's go ahead and take a look. This is, I believe, music from Game of Thrones. Very, very Daniel Glackenhaus choreography, which is Eteri's kind of right-hand man. Okay, I feel like she's going to open with a huge element here. 1, 2, 3, 4, quadruple flip. Very nicely done. Pretty strong landing, like no kind of wavering. I have to say though, the tights over only half the boot really bothers me. Ooh, popped quadruple sow cow. Alexandra was one of the 3 A's, or the triple A's. Alexandra Trusova, Alina Kosternaya, and Anna Sherbakova. And so they were always kind of in a little race between the 3 of them. Quadruple Lutz. That was really nicely done. Difficult entry into that double axel triple toe. So Sasha of the 3 A's, or the triple A's, was kind of the most, I would say, athletic skater of the 3. So you can see her artistry, though good, is not really up to par with the other skaters, but she's so athletic and just very strong as a skater. Taking a little moment to get her bearings here, kind of like a little rest break. Gearing up for the second half of the program. This is her famous move. I believe it's called a cantilever or cantilever. Such a cool move. So difficult. Nice extension there. You know, for as much noise as people make about them just being the jumping quads, the jumping beans. Wow, quadruple toe, half loop, triple sow cow. That was really nice. But for as much flack as, some of these skaters have gotten for doing the quad jumps and kind of starting the quote-unquote quad revolution, I think she does take her time through a lot of it. Ooh, down on the quadruple toe. I can't fault her for that fall. I feel like you'd be so tired by this point. But she has age on her side. Triple Lutz, triple toe. So doing what's one of the most difficult combinations at the end of her program because she's done so much harder tech in the beginning. Nice spin position there. But I have to say, it's just so apparent how young she is here. I want to say she could be just 15 or 14 years old, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, every skater, no matter their age, is, relevant. But there's something about maturity of a skater that really does lend itself to the program and the movements. And she doesn't quite have it yet. This is earlier in her career. Some decent positions there. There's that kind of illusion turn. I would say her skating is just very nice. I really think for Sasha, I'm more of a fan of her personality. Okay. She looks fairly tired here. And goodness, wouldn't you too after attempting, what was that, 4 or 5 quads? The only skater doing quads now in women's, now that Russia has been banned for the past 4 years, is really Mao Shimada that I know of that's doing a quad consistently, and she's not even a senior yet. So because the age was raised to 17 years old, Mao Shimada is actually not even going to be senior for another whole season. There's her famous coach, Eteri Tuperitsa. Looks like she's giving her some kind of critique on her jump. You know, when you're a pupil, there's always time to learn. Quadruple sow cow, getting a lot of pre-rotation there. If you rewind that, she's doing about almost like 3/4 of a turn on the ice. That was beautiful though. Look at that nice clean landing. Again, I really feel like she has a lot of core strength. She seems to get a really good vault in the air. And look at that move, touching the ice, you know, grazing the ice with her fingertips. So very cool. A lot of Eteri skaters have this kind of sheer bodysuit on underneath the dress. All right, here we go. Another very nicely done quad. Euler, triple sow cow. Not much flow coming out of that. She really just kind of lands with a thud, but so cleanly landed that, you know, it doesn't detract from it. Quadruple flip. If I recall correctly, she was the first woman to do a quad flip, I believe. And here with Sergei Dudikov, one of the trainers and coaches at Sambo 70. And there's Rika Kahira. Gosh, it's so great to see her. She's another one that just has such a tragic career, really. All right, let's go ahead and see the scores. It's going to be astronomical, but she actually only gets bronze here, with 2 of the other Annas, or the 2 double A's, getting above her. So getting 161 in the free skate, obviously huge, amped up with those quads. But honestly, not as high as you'd think for that many quads, getting 233 overall. What did you think of Sasha Trusova's program here? Are you a fan, or do you think one of the other triple A's is better? Thank you so much for watching. Over and out. This is Kelly Commentates.